What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm here to talk about one from Vertical Entertainment, and it is the notorious Gotti. So this movie pretty much just chronicles the life, the rise, the eventual capture, and all the drama of John Gotti and how it affected him, himself, his family, his ties to the mafia, all that kind of stuff. There's not really much of a story to it other than, his story, and it's not a real in-depth narrative or anything like that by any means. So the real question when it comes to Gotti, and I'm sorry for the brief, kind of introduction on that, but I mean, there really is not much of a narrative. It's just, it's just a pretty typical mob story, dramatized up a little bit. But his real life was pretty crazy as it was, so it doesn't really need, that much dramatic license taken, really. The issue with Gotti is that it was pretty much considered to be one of the worst movies of 2018. Maybe one of the worst movies of all time. A lot of people said it was like the new The Room, or Fateful Findings, something along those lines. And the truth is that's not the case. I wanted Gotti to be one of those movies that was so bad it was like mind-boggling how terrible it was and all this crazy stuff would happen, and it never happened. It's not a good movie by any means, and it's not it's not one of the worst movies that I've ever seen, but at the same time it never like rises out of like just being like bad. It never gets just so manic or so over the top or such just riddled with bad decisions that it becomes like laughable or entertaining, even unintentionally. It has some moments where it gets right on the edge of that, and then it just gets pulled back for some reason. The music is horrible. The way that the music is used is horrible. John Travolta's performance is extremely over the top. It makes some really weird time jumps, and it's not a good movie at all. But I mean, it just never. It's not bad enough to be so bad that it's good, and it's not good enough to be good. It's just stuck in this, like, junk phase, basically. I wanted it so bad to be crazy, but it just never got there, and that's really disappointing for me. I love gangster movies, so I was able to get a little bit out of it. I did like the violence. It's got some pretty nasty bursts of violence, and it's even more fun in those violent situations that it's John Travolta that's doing it. If you feel like that, maybe you'll get a little bit of something out of it. The supporting cast has some decent performances in it, but nothing that's going to save the movie. It's just I don't really know. I wish I could know more about how this movie was made, about some of the decisions. But even on the Blu-ray, like, there's no behind-the-scenes stuff. There's no extras at all. It's just the movie, and that's it. That's kind of sad. I guess, though, maybe it was just something everybody wanted to put behind them, and I can kind of understand that. The Blu-ray is from Vertical Entertainment, which, if you've never heard of them, they do release quite a few like direct-to-video movies. It's the first one I think I can remember where it got a decent theatrical release, because Gotti did play in theaters, of course, but to come out from Vertical is kind of surprising. The Blu-ray looks fine, though. It looks really good. It looks like you'd expect from a new movie. Really sharp, really clear, really crisp, a lot of really good detail. The color is kind of dark, but it still looks, decent and natural, which is about all you can ask for in this case. Like I said, no extras whatsoever, which is a real bummer, because I would have loved the director's commentary or like an interview with some of the people who had smaller roles in it, or even like just anything, something, to let me know what happened with this movie, of why it turned out this way. Another reason it might be of interest to a lot of people is because it was co-produced by MoviePass, and it was kind of a big deal at the time. MoviePass was starting to come off of the one movie per day into certain movies on certain days. And at least speaking for myself, Gotti was always on the list over and over again, but nothing else was. So for like 2 weeks, the only movie I could go to see was Gotti. And of course, you can only see you can only see each movie one time. So that was a real letdown to have nothing but Gotti over and over again. In the end, I wish this was so bad that it was good, but in the end, it's just bad. It's really hard to recommend. But if you're a fan of seeing John Travolta overact and do get involved with some sudden bursts of, pretty nasty violence, check it out. Or if you're just like a die-hard gangster movie fan, maybe give it a look. But honestly, it didn't really do enough for me either way. It really wasn't that entertaining because it was good, and it really wasn't that entertaining because it was bad. It was just kind of a bleh, like it happened, and now we're moving on from it. So that's my review of Gotti. Thanks for checking it out. If you want to read a full review of Gotti, you can go to my website, markfusion.com, where I've also got almost 2,000 other movie reviews. And also game reviews, TV show reviews, all kinds of stuff there. You can also check out hundreds of other movie reviews right here on this YouTube channel. And if you really like my videos, you can really make me happy by dropping me a sub. It's a free, easy, direct way to support me, help me keep making these videos, keep running my site. And also, if you do visit my site and decide to purchase something, you can use my links there, which also is a huge help to me, and I'll use all that money to buy more movies, more games, all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do greatly appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.